You're my special friend.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Special Friends Podcast. It's your boy Wuzi, and I'm here with another very, very special guest.
Hi, I'm Kaleea.
This is, how you say it? Like, I don't know, what's the term?
For what? Like our dynamic?
No. Like when somebody's like your counterpart of Devin.
Oh, I am Devin's wife.
I was like, I don't know why I couldn't find a word. I was like,
wife?
Like the counterpart.
Yeah, he was on a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I am his second half or other half.
Yeah. So it's been again, we kind of all met in the same group setting. So,
yeah.
I thought it was, as I'm having guests on, it's dope to have the people that I have the most conversation with outside of the podcast with. So it'd be kind of fun to have it on here.
Have the conversation here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is cool. I
got some topics here that I think should be pretty good. I got one that she was pretty passionate about, so I'm excited to see her thoughts on it.
Yeah. I'm ready.
I'm ready. But first, before we do anything, as always, when we bring someone new on, we ask them the question, what makes someone a friend to you? So what makes someone a special friend to you? So I want to get your input on that.
That's a good question. I always like hearing people's answers too. I'm like, I was gonna say that, but now I gotta be extra unique.
Yeah, I gotta switch it up.
Okay, so I thought about this before I came. I think a special friend is somebody that you can have conflict with.
Okay.
Because a lot of people usually cut someone off when there's conflict, or they don't know how to healthily engage in conflict, or the relationship just can't carry conflict. So I think like my closest friends are the people that I'm able to say like, hey, that really bothered me, or like, hey, don't do that.
Okay.
You know, or when people can say that to me, when people can tell me that something I did bothered them, I think that like creates a space for a friendship that could last a really long time.
Got it. Mm-hmm. So let me ask you then on that, like, I think that's really good. And all my closest friends, we've definitely had conflict at one point in a time.
Yeah.
My question is, how do you create that space in a friendship for that conflict, right? Like,
yeah. Well, I mean, the first time you have conflict with someone, it's always going to be awkward. So I think just like stepping into it. But, what makes it like a safe space to do that, I guess is what you're asking. What makes it safe? Well, I definitely think that you should like have been in relationship with that person for a little bit. Like, I don't think that you should be going into heavy conflict with somebody you've known for 3 weeks. Like, hey, you stepped on the back of my shoe. I really
that's just
like
a red
that.
flag.
Yeah, exactly. That's just a red flag, because that shows me that you don't really know how to like absorb things or brush things off your shoulder. But if I've known you for over a year, you know, I think that's probably an appropriate place to bring up, an appropriate time span to bring up any kind of conflict. Yeah.
Got it. So at what, especially, this is an interesting part I want to think about too. Like, where's that line too when it comes to like addressing the conflict and like giving grace? Because I imagine like when you first are friends with somebody, like, or you're becoming friends with somebody, like there's a grace, you know, you kind of give some grace where it's like
grace period.
Yeah, like you did. Someone stood in the back of my shoe. It's like, all right,
yeah,
I'm gonna let it slide.
Bro, yeah,
But
you still a backhanded compliment. All right, whatever.
Yeah, but it's like, all right, this is like the 4th time you stood on the back of my shoe.
Yeah.
And like, where's that line at? Or is there certain things that's like, nah, this is immediately has to be addressed? Or like, where are you at when I ask that question?
Dang, Pastor Phil said something about that. He always says something about something.
Yeah.
But Pastor Phil said, like at some point as you mature, you have to be able to absorb offense. And so that's something that's kind of stayed with me, is like, what things that irritate me can I let slide off my back forever? Like things that I just don't need to address. Like for instance, at home, like I leave things open, and Devin used to get really irritated with me about it. Like I leave the refrigerator door open, the freezer open, I leave the cupboards open, like the microwave door open. Like I'm just not good at closing things, and he used to get really annoyed with me about it, but he doesn't anymore. Growth, yeah. But I remember when we were premarital counseling, our counselor said, you know, like some things you're just gonna have to accept. Like it's not worth a fight. Like it's not gonna. There are things that can change about a person, and there are things that probably won't change about a person, and you personally have to decide like what those dividing lines are. But that's one of the things. It's like, yeah, I'm probably not ever gonna learn to, like, that's just not how my brain is wired. I'm probably not ever gonna learn to shut the cupboard. So like, please have grace. You know.
Yeah.
But and then there's things that he does too that I'm like, it's just not worth the battle. So I think anything that's like hurting you personally, you should address with a person. But things that are like that,
things are like, this happens to everybody.
Yeah, exactly. Like shallow things aren't worth addressing, I don't think.
Yeah, that's a good point. I had a conversation recently this week where I had like someone asked me about forgiveness, and then like we just had a conversation about they had watched me interact in different scenarios, and they're like, "How do you like forgive somebody when they do something to you that can be annoying or just like annoying to you in the moment?" And I'm like, my answer. And I still stick with this answer is like, I don't even think I even let it go that far in my brain. Like you don't even like, is it a slight annoyance? Yes, but I don't get it to the point where I got to forget this person. It's just like,
you just move forward very quickly. Like that happened. Okay, moving on now. Yeah.
Because there was a moment I was at. So again, with the different camera gear I have, sometimes I'll take it with me because I'm doing certain things. And we met up at a coffee shop and I had the camera on the table. Yeah. And I'm trying to video it. So I'm like, doing my thing, headphones on, hats down low. I'm focused. I'm locked. And the person walked up to me and was like, "Nice camera." So I'm just like, "What?" "It's a nice camera. I got a camera too, and I just want to." So we start chit chatting about the camera, whatever. Yeah. And so we had a conversation, probably like a 15-minute conversation. Yeah. All right, for sure. It's good to see you, man. Thank you for having a conversation, blah, blah, blah. Oh, I let him hold the camera, too. Like, like, go ahead, hold the camera, whatever. Yeah. Just be it fully in the moment. Yeah. And then after I got back to working, and we talked about it, like, some weeks after. And when I talked about it, I was like, I was low-key annoyed when he asked when he was talking to me because I was working on something. Yeah. They're like, I would never even guess that. I said, well, it's like you're annoyed in the beginning, but immediately it's like, it's interesting. He's interested. It's like a, like,
you're like, okay, this dynamic. Yeah.
So, like, when you get into it, but I'm like, in that moment, like, that feeling happens like so quick. It's like, I'm doing something, but it's like whatever.
Yeah, exactly. I think I watched some of the one with Anthony and Joel, but he said something like being willing to be inconvenienced, and it's that like, yes, it's inconvenient in the moment for someone to interrupt my flow, but also like now I had this really good conversation with this person and it was fun, and like that's what life is about, connecting with people. So they're worth the inconvenience, I think.
And that's the thing too, like. I love that, especially the inconvenience part, because it's like inconvenience is such a semantic. Right? Yeah. Like you feel like something's inconvenient because you feel like you putting something over this. Yeah. And they're taking away from that. The Thursday, I told you I did a shoot for somebody. So I had to be up at 4:30 in the morning. Well, I left the house at 4 o'clock in the morning. And after I did the first part of the shoot, I went to a temple. Okay. And shout out to James. I met a guy named James there. And again, he was a dope guy. Yeah. But at the like in the moment, I didn't feel no way, and I still didn't feel no way. But it's like, it's funny, like almost like thinking about it, like after the situation. Yeah, I'm like, it's wild that I was having a conversation with somebody at 7 o'clock in the morning at the coffee shop. Wild, because it's like, that's like I don't want to talk to nobody.
Hours. Yeah, exactly.
I'm not talking to anybody this early. And we had a good conversation. He was a believer, and we talked about cool. He's at that space in life where, how do you say, like he was talking about how he did a fast.
Oh, okay.
And in his fast, he kept trying to like will it. Like, I'm gonna do this.
In my own power.
And he said he felt like he got calling from God saying like, well, if you do now, you might as well end the fast right now.
Right, because you gonna lose. Lose quick.
Yeah, he was like, so we had a really good conversation. I'm glad I had the conversation. But it's like that I never would have had that conversation if I'd have been standing over like.
Yeah, like I'm not trying to talk to nobody right now.
Like I know I got the camera, but like.
Right.
You don't see me here just trying to charge up my camera batteries.
Leave me alone.
But shout out to James. It was a good conversation. I really enjoyed him.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that. But I guess while we're there, you might as well ask, like, how did your week go? I know I shared a little bit. But.
Yeah, it was a week. I had a long work week. We have a lot of conferences going on right now, so it was kind of a blitz. Other than that, at home, it's been good. Hezzy started walking backwards.
Okay.
Hezzy's my son. He's 1 year old. I don't know how. Right. I'm like, that brain is working. He has his 12-month milestone appointment coming up, and they always ask like, okay, is he is he cruising? Is he walking? So my baby ain't walking. He walking backwards. he walking backwards and forward.
All the motion, all the muscles.
All the motion. So
That's
I'm very proud of him for walking backwards and just like watching him develop. He's been crazy this week. He's like Tarzan. His little cousin was over yesterday and he didn't want anything to do with him, and Hezzy's like hitting him in the head with the ball.
Yeah. That's usually the theme, though. Every time I see them get together,
yes, that's it. And he was just wrapped on his mom, and then Hezzy's like trying to hug him, like, bro, he don't want to play with you right now. Look, I said you got to play hard to get a little bit.
I feel like Hezzy. That's why it's funny. Like with babies, it's like a hit or miss. Like either a baby's gonna like other babies, or they're gonna be like,
or they're not.
I'm in my own world, bro. And Hezzy's very much. He sees a baby, he gets juice.
He gets juice. It's like he gets energy from other babies. He's so social.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So obviously he just makes the week great.
Yeah, that's good. I know I asked. I talked a little bit with Devin about like, about how the dynamics shift with the baby. But like, on your side, like how does it feel now? Like going from like a marriage when it was just you and him to now this new little nucleus.
I know, it's crazy. Honestly, I don't feel like the transition is as hard as people have made it seem, or like our world has made it seem. I feel like the transition from single to married was actually harder than married to Hezzy.
I can see that.
Because I think like single to married, obviously we had to learn to lay ourselves down, sacrifice, all that thing, So we had already been practicing that with one another. So then when Hezzy came, like it just felt a little bit more natural to integrate him. And I just feel like he makes our world better, like bigger, brighter. Like he's so fun. Like when there would be like a silent period or us just on our phones, like now we have this little kid that's like yelling and screaming and like always getting our attention. And not that it's annoying that he's always getting our attention, but it's like fun that we have something else to look to. So it's been really cool. I love it a lot. Yeah.
That's a good point too you made, like about that shift, like the shift from single to married was harder than the shift from marriage to the baby.
Yeah.
That's a good point. It's a very good point, especially depending on how people live their life, right?
Yeah.
Like my sales manager, shout out to my sales manager, he like, we always go back and forth because like he's very much had a relationship in a worldly way. Mm-hmm. He lived with his girlfriend before he was even his girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
They were living together and they became boyfriend, girlfriend. They was living together ever since till they got married.
Okay, I see.
So, it's funny, like when we have conversations about me dating, he's like, I don't know how you do it, man. How can you get to know somebody if you don't live with them? Yeah. You don't know all the little details. I said, well, you just ask the questions. He's like, but what you don't know though, like you don't know.
You think she lying to you?
That's a red flag.
Right.
She lying.
Lying about little things too.
She lied about how she put the toilet paper in the bathroom.
Right. Like, bro, what?
But,
sounds like paranoia.
But I end up like through that kind of like this helped me work through like my thought process getting out of that as well.
Yeah.
Even though I've never lived with a woman.
Yeah.
I could never imagine. But
yeah.
But it helped me like work through this thought of like kind of redefining what are you actually looking for? Because like you can live with somebody and get like comfortable living with that person, but that might not be the person that you want or need to be with.
Correct.
But you're just comfortable with that person.
Yeah.
And like dating in the way that I was raised, you always have to see the person for who they are, and it's like, is this somebody that you want to be with? Period. Yeah. And it don't matter about the living together.
The living situation.
That's gonna come, and it gotta come. Or whatever. So, can you speak to that part a little bit? Like that you said that transition about you had to die to yourself.
Yeah.
Things like that. Like, how was that?
Yeah, man, that was single to married was hard.
What age were y'all?
I was 20. I was almost 22. 22 when we moved in together. Yeah, 22 and he was 23. Going on 24. We got married on my 21st birthday. Not my 21st. The week before my 22nd birthday.
Got it.
So by the time we got back from our honeymoon, I was 22 when we moved into our apartment. But and he was 23 going on 24. It was just different. I mean, even with decor, like I tell Sade all the time, I'm like, enjoy your pink stuff because like you can't take that with you. Like, and stuffed animals. Like I have so many stuffed animals and I had to move them off the bed and that was hard too. the way that we were raised is very differently. So like the way I clean is not the way he cleans. So having to like extend grace was very hard.
You hit the back of that toilet.
Right. Baseboard. Where's the gospel music on Saturday morning? Right. So those things. Cooking, like I don't cook. I don't like cooking. So he cooks a lot. He still cooks most of the time. But he said this to me the other day. I could not believe it. Listen to this. He said, "You know, our first year of marriage, you didn't like doing the dishes." I said, "Wait, what?" I said, "I don't remember this." I said, "No, I don't think so." He said, "Yeah, like you would just make me do everything in the kitchen. Like if I cooked, I was also gonna clean." And I was like, "Yeah, bro, I don't even know who that girl was.
That don't sound like me.
That don't sound like me." But at some point, I died to that laziness because when he cooks, I clean, and vice versa. You know, so things like that. I'm like, I can't even, because when I lived in my apartment, I was eating out most of the time or frozen meals. So it's like I didn't have a ton of dishes to clean other than, you know, silverware or whatever, or cups. So it's probably very intimidating for me when I'm cleaning spaghetti pans and pots out. So
yeah, it's like I don't even cook this.
I was like, right, I didn't even do this. You're like a roommate. I'm not gonna clean my roommate's dishes. Right. So yeah, big transition, but all of the areas that you're dying in are like areas that help you to be an adult. Like they're areas that help you grow up, you know, and
Especially that's like it's dope like getting married young, but I know like that's my big thing, like the decor part, because I'm like,
the decor.
I have a style.
Yeah.
And I was like, I hope
you gonna have to lay it down.
I'm like, I'm gonna have to. I now understand man caves a little bit better.
Yeah.
Like, as I was working toward that, because you know, like I'm 28, so it's like up until this point, I'm like, I'm never worried about what the decor look like because it's gonna be whatever I want it to be.
Yeah.
and I had a roommate when I first moved out, but even then I had my room. So
yeah.
my room gonna be whatever I want my room to be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And like kind of working through that, like as I get closer to 30, like, okay, if I get married, like,
this room gonna change.
I'm like, I don't even like, because I don't have a TV in my room.
Oh, wow.
Right now, my room is very much bachelor. I sleep on a futon.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, it's very much.
Very different.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I sleep on a futon, but it's because I make more space for, like, my setup. So I have like my desk, my computer, I have all this stuff. My bookshelf is important.
Yeah, very important.
So it's like, that's like when my room is like more worked around, and I want my room for me, because I don't have a living room. Yeah, is more like centralized around the idea of like comfort. Like when I come home, I want to be able to sit in here, read a book, chill, play the game, chill, watch TV, listen to music, whatever, and do all those different things in this space. Yeah, and blah blah blah. But I'm like, that don't mean that's for somebody else. Yeah, you know? Exactly. They be like, nah, the room is for sleeping. Yeah, exactly. And you're like, wait. So you mean I gotta go? I gotta go somewhere else. And I don't have a TV because I don't like watching TV. Yeah. I think it changes when you get married too, because you have to be considerate. You have to be considerate of the other person, but you also want to be considerate of the other person. You're like, well, I love you, so I'm willing to, move TV in here, I guess. Yeah, I want you to be comfortable. Like, think about it. If someone comes and stays at your place and you're hosting them, like, you want them to be comfortable. Like, my father-in-law just left our house this morning. Like, go in the guest bedroom, wash the blankets, put a little towel on the bed, make sure you're comfortable. Like, it's like that 10 times with your spouse. You're like, I want to do everything to make you as comfortable as possible. Yeah. It just comes naturally, I think. Yeah. It's pretty interesting. Wow. Yeah. That's good. So, good yap. Actually, here's something funny. I was learning about the definition of yap. Some dude wrote a whole rant. Oh, crazy. So it's like, y'all been using yap wrong. Y'all been using yap wrong. Do you know what yap mean? The real definition of yap. And basically he was just saying yapping is like when you talk for an extended period of time, but you ain't saying nothing. Oh, so we didn't say nothing just now. It had me weak because I'm like, when people be like, yeah, that was a yap session. I'm like, I mean, some of them might be accurate. Accurate. Like, what did we talk about? What did we come out of this with? Nothing. Yeah. That was not edifying. The world did not benefit from that conversation. That's so funny. No, I think about that anytime I see somebody post like, oh, coffee and yap. I'm like,
What were you yapping about?
Yeah, you see the context.
Right.
Nah, he was talking about that.
Because a lot of the time I feel like yap is like interchangeable with gossip. Like you just getting together, talking about people.
I don't do that kind of yap.
Yeah, that's not edifying. That's all the yap we talk about.
Yeah, that's funny. I did, before we get into topics, I did want to share. I don't really have. I mean, I have hot takes. Let's just be honest. I be having hot takes, but this is. I have a hot take today.
Okay.
And this might not be true, but this is true to my life. Mm-hmm. I don't think people know how to use stop signs. I don't think people understand how stop signs work.
Oh.
And I'm not talking about the rolling stop, but this last week I've had a few interactions at a stop sign where I feel like people don't know when to go.
Yeah.
Especially four ways. Mm-hmm. You know, the one main way and the stop, that's understandable.
Yeah.
But the four-way stop sign, there's one on the way to this office, and every time I get there, I know that I'm gonna have to like bully my way through the stop sign, and I always feel weird about it. Yeah. Because like, okay, so like the stop sign is four-way, there's two, every four-way got a turn. Mm-hmm. It's a separate lane. So you have a separate turn lane from the going straight lane. Okay. So relatively it should be easy, but it ain't.
It's not.
So this morning I drive up to the stop sign. As I drive up, the car to the right arrives first. So obviously right away always. Yeah. And the person across from me, there's two cars across from me. When I get there, this car should have went first, but this car drives. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we wait for this car to go. Yeah. This car goes. I'm making a left turn and the other car is coming straight. I'm waiting for that. So maybe I might be wrong, but I believe you're supposed to wait for the cars to drive through first and then you turn. Mm-hmm. So I'm waiting for that. And they're looking at me like, go. I'm like, you want me to turn in front of you? That makes no sense. And this is like, but I've always had interactions like that throughout this week where it's like, even like I'll pull up to the stop sign. I'll get there first. This car will arrive. So I'm like, okay, I'm waiting for them to full stop because I'm not about to get bodied. Right. And once they stop, they'll just keep going.
They'll go. Yeah.
They'll like slow down, see me there and go, yep.
Yeah.
I'm like, do y'all not understand right away? Like, if you're here, bro, you got to wait till it come back around your way. Yeah. And
they don't understand that. I have one exactly like that leaving my house, and it's the same thing. Like, I'll stop, and it's almost like the person who comes after you is waiting to see if you follow the rules, because if you follow the rules, that's like a sign of weakness. So they'll go, it's like, oh, you stop at stop sign. Well, I'm gonna go ahead then. Yeah.
Oh, you gonna fully stop to zero?
All right. Let me go.
Yeah, so I feel like, you know, I'm not saying nobody need tickets, but I what I'm saying, I don't know what the answer is. Yeah. But this bring back, you know, some people don't like roundabouts. Yeah. I'm with the roundabout.
Bring back roundabouts. Dang.
There's a couple the new areas that got the roundabouts. I feel like I have better people understand it a little bit better, because stop signs is nobody want to stop.
Yeah, that's true. We have a no right on red on one of the streets that I think it's MLK. And it didn't used to be there, but Slow Down Sacramento like came in with the city and put that there, and people still don't stop on that no turn on red. Yeah.
I got a courtesy notice, like when they take a picture of your license plate, send it to you, like, hey, stop playing. Yeah. Because I didn't know I've
never had one of those. That's crazy.
Yeah, I thought it was a ticket. I said, my insurance just went down. But I got. It's one of those ones where it's like, it's like when you're going towards Rancho. Okay. I think it's like Watt turning on, I don't know that name of that street. I think it's Folsom maybe. Mm-hmm. Folsom Boulevard. It's like a large highway. Okay. And there's a right turn lane. Okay. I've driven there multiple times. I've never seen a stop on red. Yeah. I always thought it was a yield situation. Yeah. So it's like, I'm going and you see me. Look around. I'm looking. Yeah. Y'all not going yet? I'm taking it.
I'm going to go. Yeah.
So I go, I do the thing, and I live my little life. Yeah. My mail still goes to my grandma's house, because all my mail goes to my grandma's house. So I go to my grandma's house, and my grandma need to go get my mail, blah, blah, blah. I get my mail. I see Rancho Cordova Police Department. I said, I'm confused. Yeah. So pop it open. Open it up. I look, and it's a picture of my whip. A picture of me looking diabolical. I have a hoodie on with sunglasses on.
Oh, this is bad.
and like, it's like me mid action, like looking. Yeah. And again, I thought it was a ticket, because it looked like a ticket. It got the number and everything on it. I'm like, so I'm like, oh they're like, so usually I'm like, I'm waiting for the,
Yeah.
I'm waiting for them to send me the tickets so I can just pay it. I'm like, man, I'm like saving money. I'm like,
Right.
I'm sorry, I gotta keep at least 600 in here because I know this ticket would be a lot. And I waited for like 6 months and I never got a ticket. It was actually
That's
crazy
good.
notice. But
That's nice.
it was like one of those things where I'm like, I didn't even know. Like, I
Yeah,
didn't
that
know.
was a thing.
Also, like, y'all scaring me. Why y'all send me a picture? Like,
Right. Yeah, that's crazy. And it doesn't matter if you're following the law or not. Like, you always look diabolical especially if you're whipping. You're trying to get somewhere.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. That's not incriminating.
And I think that day, if I remember that day, I think I was sick.
Oh yeah.
So I think I was just trying to get to the
bundled.
Yeah, I was trying to get to the Walmart to get some. Cause I was like, I'm not finna go to. It's like a Target and Walmart, and I was like, I'm trying to save money. I'm going to Walmart.
Going there.
But anyway,
That's crazy. Good one. That was a good take.
You got a hot take? No.
No, I don't think so.
No hot take. She's like,
I mean, I think right on red is fine, and they need to remove it in Oak Park. People don't listen to it.
Yeah, there's
and then you get honked at if you stop. Like yesterday, I was like, I'm gonna be a good civilian. I'm gonna practice my civic duty. I stopped at it, but people honk at you.
Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
Because they're used to taking that right on red. So yeah.
There's one on Madison that's like a 3-lane right turn, and it was a right on red, which because you can't do that. So we were all used to doing it. They slapped a big old sign that said, "Do not turn right on red."
Yeah.
And when I'm in the work truck, I sit there. And people, me.
They be mad.
I'm like, I'm not, but you're not getting me fired.
Right. Not in the work truck.
That's funny.
Get a notice sent to work, to the office.
That'd be my last day. Sorry, y'all. I'll catch y'all later.
Bye. I'll just excuse myself.
Yeah. That don't even look like me. I got some topics here.
Okay.
I'm kind of interested about these conversations. There was the hard part was like it was a lot of sports going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't think she into sports. Last time I had a conversation with Devin, he was like, no, I don't really watch sports around here. So I was like, let me go ahead and leave some of them out, you know. So I was like, let me find some other stuff. So I got some good topics here, and I'm kind of excited to see what we talk about. But the first one I'm gonna go into is the so you talking about cooked. So you just talking about cooking earlier.
Yeah.
We just finished watching a little bit of this black spaghetti versus Italian spaghetti.
Yeah.
So if y'all don't know, if y'all know who BuzzFeed is doing a rebrand for all of its pages.
Oh.
And one of them is Cocoa Butter.
Okay.
And basically they do a lot of these, like they on one of the programs they have on there is the what is it called? Plate Wars or something like that?
Yeah, I think that's what it was called.
Yeah.
Plate
And
Wars.
they basically have like different ethnic groups versus each other when it comes to making food. So like they have, this one was black spaghetti versus Italian spaghetti. And I was hyped. I'm not gonna be honest. When I first saw the video, I was hyped because I'm like, finally, representation. I feel like black people was Italian, bro. Like,
right, at some point.
You know how many cookouts I've been to where they had spaghetti?
Yeah, so many.
You had spaghetti at your
For real, yeah. Birthday party.
So I'm like, oh, it's ingrained in the culture.
Yeah,
so like I'm excited to see what this is gonna be.
Yeah.
I was let down. Yeah. I was let down. Watch the video. I'm gonna put it in the description. If I forget, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna put it in the description, the link. Make sure y'all watch it. But basically, as the comment section said, black spaghetti was not represented in that video.
No, it wasn't, unfortunately. Black spaghetti maybe you could tell me what your view of black spaghetti is. My view of black spaghetti is like, you got is it angel hair? What are those noodles called?
Spaghetti noodles?
Spaghetti noodles. I don't cook.
Sorry, I don't cook.
I'm sorry. You got your spaghetti noodles, and then you got your meat sauce that you prepare separately, and then you mix it all together. And then it's very saucy. Like every noodle is coated in red sauce, and there's a ton of ground beef everywhere.
Yes.
That I didn't feel like I saw that in the video. Yeah.
I definitely did not get that vibe from the video at all.
Yeah.
That's how I think. When I think of black spaghetti, I think of two spaghettis that come to mind.
Okay.
Like you said, bolognese sauce, noodles, mixed together.
Yeah.
It's one unit. It's one pot. It's one pot for a reason.
Yeah.
And then the other one I think is like baked spaghetti.
Oh, okay.
Which is basically the same concept, but then you take that spaghetti, you put it in a glass sheet pan, you put cheese on top.
Cheese, layer it.
Yep.
Deep.
You bake it, take it out. That's the two spaghettis. You talking about black spaghetti?
Yeah.
I'm thinking like, oh, somebody about to get in a bag.
Right.
They about to really do this.
For real.
We got in the video spicy spaghetti with chicken,
Jalapenos, as he said.
jalapeno, and we got spagagna.
Spagagna.
And
The spagagna kind of reminded me of the brick from the oven, but it was not the same thing, obviously.
I thought it was. I'm like, okay. But then I heard ricotta.
Yeah.
Like, it was almost like a ziti, and I was like,
yeah.
I don't want ziti with my spaghetti
I want
noodles.
regular. Just give me the regular noodles, nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, like, especially, like, it's funny, like watching this video, made me realize, like, man, black people, like, even though black people got soul food, black people really do got their hands on a lot of different.
They do. We do.
They had another video like the black tacos, but like, what's a food? And maybe not. Maybe I won't use the word better. Actually, I'll take it. I'll say better. Like, what food do you feel like you prefer the black version of versus like the actual version?
Oh,
difference.
Okay.
Like this Mexican food, Italian food. Like which one do you feel like black people got a chokehold on other than soul food?
Oh, I feel like we have it. Okay, I like to bake, so I feel like we got it down on pies.
Okay.
I mean, and maybe a peach cobbler isn't considered a pie, but even just like our apple pies, cherry pies, like anything with berries in it, I feel like our pies are better because we really get down with that cinnamon and brown sugar and nutmeg.
Okay.
So yeah, that's what I would say, because I feel like when you think of pie, you think of like the all-American like white family, the mom pulling the apple pie out of the oven, the crisscross, yeah,
white picket fence.
Exactly. But I feel like all of our pies, like we have the sauce bubbling over at the top and sugar on the top layer. So yeah, I would give us pie definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Pies.
Yeah.
Is there like a? That's a good one because black people do. My grandma is a pie person. Fun fact: I'm not the biggest pie person.
Oh, okay.
Or not that I don't like it.
It's good to know.
It just be too hot, and it the transition from getting it out the oven to getting it in my mouth is too long.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't like that vibe. I'm trying to, like, when the cake come out, you gotta wait a little bit. The cake is ready. Like, I want the cake when it's still hot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if I do get pie, I usually go cheesecake.
Oh, cheesecake. Yeah, cheesecake is good too. Cheesecake's bomb.
Wow.
With a hot pie though, you could always do your vanilla ice cream right on top.
No, I will
Let it
say
melt
with
it
an apple
down.
pie with a vanilla ice cream.
Yeah. There's nothing like it.
Yeah, taste wise, nothing beats it.
Yeah.
But I will say that's why I kind of stay away from. I'm more of a cookie guy.
Oh, okay. Cookies.
Cookies, all of them, peanut butter, chocolate chip, white macadamia.
I don't like chocolate chip. Oh, that's a hot take. I do not like chocolate chip cookies at all. Like,
That's crazy.
The chocolate chips are in the way of the cookie to me. And they're never like proportionate. Like, I like eating around the chocolate chips.
Like, you want, like, okay, I'm confused now. Because I'm like, so you want like a plain, like, you like sugar cookies then? Like, what's your favorite
Yeah,
type
sugar
of cookie?
cookies are great. Well, I even like fudge cookies, like, the brown ones. I love those because I just feel like the chocolate is more dispersed, like evenly dispersed around the cookie. I don't like biting into the cookie and then just getting like a massive chocolate chip in my mouth. Like, that's nasty to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's too much chocolate.
That makes sense.
All
I
at
don't like
once.
when the morsels are big. I like when it's like, I
Teeny
like the
tiny.
baby morsels.
Okay.
Like, I'm not a chocolate chunk fan.
Okay. Yeah. So maybe that's really what I don't like. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't like.
Interesting.
yeah.
I've never heard someone say that is a hot take.
That is a hot take because people love chocolate chip cookies.
Oh, that's when you think of cookie, that's what you think.
Yeah.
That's America's.
Not me. Not me.
Not me. Don't bring
Not
them.
me.
Don't bring them over
Don't
here.
bring no chocolate chip cookies over here.
You know, it's funny because I didn't put it on here. I should have put it on here. Have you ever had crumble?
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
Okay, me personally, we went through a crumble phase when we lived in Eugene. Like, we were getting crumble once a week. I like it, but I don't eat it nearly as much now. It's very sweet. It's a lot. I think they're good, but you have to have like a mega sweet tooth to even finish a crumble cookie. Like, it's not just the cookie that's sweet, it's everything they put on top of it too. And it's just like, I'm getting frosting, I'm getting butter, I'm getting sugar, and it's just like, it's a lot. It's too much. So lately, like, if I really want a cookie, I'm hitting that Safeway bakery. And I really like Insomnia because I think they just have good standard. If you just want a good standard cookie and some milk, Insomnia.
Insomnia is a move.
Insomnia.
Very underrated cookie spot.
Very underrated. Very.
The reason I brought that up is because I didn't put it on here. I forgot. It is a little old.
Yeah.
And I forgot about it. Mm-hmm. But did you see that video with I think it's Kourtney Kardashian's flourless cake?
No, I didn't see that, but I did see that they had a little line there.
So basically, like Kourtney Kardashian partnered up with Crumble to make this flourless cake, like gluten free.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the CEO did a video, TikTok video or whatever video to try it, and the internet. Especially black people not gonna let nothing slide. So he takes the bite. He goes, he never swallows the bite.
No,
he keeps on talking. So he's like, "Yeah, this is really good, really moist, this, that, whatever." And talks to it and never ends it. Like never swallows it before the video ends.
That's bad.
And so the internet, everybody like, "Did y'all see that video?" Every time I see somebody started, "Did y'all see that video of the Crumble CEO?"
He didn't even believe in the product.
Exactly. And I was just cracking up so much. But I was thinking about an idea, and I'm going to put it here. And sorry if I don't do it, but I'm just going to put it out there.
Yeah.
So y'all can remind me. I want to do a Crumble tasting on here. Like get 4 people.
Can I come to that one?
You can be invited. We get 4 people. We're going to sit here. We're going to get some cookies.
Yeah. That sounds like a great idea. Those always go over well.
Yeah, because I've only had their chocolate chip cookie.
Of course.
My sister likes it. I have a friend who likes it. But I am not moved.
Yeah.
But I'm also not a sweet person.
Okay.
Like even like I enjoy cake, but I do not enjoy buttercream.
Yeah, okay.
Whatsoever. I like with topping on it.
Okay.
And like, yeah, I'm just not this. Cookies, especially because it's a big cookie. Like if it was a thinner cookie, maybe. But it's like this big old risen cookie, and it's like all just like.
Yeah, it's a lot. Like I almost feel like having a major sweet tooth is something you got to grow out of. Because I was obsessed with Crumble, and now I'm just like, I'm taking insomnia cookie. Like, I'm good, Yeah. But I'll try them, definitely. Oh, I love Pazookies. Yeah.
One of these Tuesdays, we got to kidnap you. Yeah. We got to kidnap you and Devin.
Yeah.
And go get
Pazookies
at, yeah. They got the half off. That sounds fire.
Yeah, they got the half off on Tuesdays.
Huh?
Tuesdays? Yeah.
Classic. But let me see. If I feel like black, I don't know. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, what do you think? What do we make better?
I would say, I don't know. Every black person I ever seen make some Italian is pretty on spot. I mean, not this video. Yeah, not this video, but like,
don't recommend.
Remember when Black Twitter was going through his phase with salmon, and it was salmon, something, everything. There was some dishes in there when I saw people make like a Italian dish, like almost like a Tuscan, like a Tuscan pasta.
Yeah.
And they'll put that salmon on top, and I ain't gonna lie, them been looking good. Like I said, the Alfredo, black people Alfredo, goated.
Oh yeah, our Alfredo is bomb.
Goated. Like I went to the old spaghetti factory the other day. I mean, it was all right.
Yeah. It wasn't Mama's Alfredo.
Yeah, I wasn't moved. And spaghetti obviously is a classic.
Yeah.
Even though I had a friend who used to make really good lasagna too. So that's what I would say. I think Italian food, like, I'm not gonna say they remix. I'm not gonna say black people really remix it, but I think they just know where. I think black people just like seasoning. They just know how to season it differently.
Yeah.
Just give me that.
Just slightly, little kick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw a video that said, when I'm looking up what to make, I always look up the black people version of it. Black Italian food. I want to know how they make it a Mexican food. I want to know how they make it a French food.
Yeah.
I want to know how they make their burgers. Like, it got to have black in front of it.
Yeah.
When I was reading a recipe, I was weak.
And that's what I do. I remember my aunt used to roast me, or not used to. She roasted me last time I made some burgers because I'm more of a smash burger kind of guy.
Oh, okay.
And with that,
that's interesting.
Salt, pepper.
Yeah.
I'm going salt, pepper.
Yeah. If you do too much and it's smashed, then it's going to be,
Yeah. So I went and made some burgers, and I'm making them, and she like, where the onion powder? Where the garlic powder? Where the Worcestershire sauce?
What the Lowry's?
You ain't making mine. She said she ended up went and grabbed everything. She's like, that's gonna be your burger. I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna season my burger up. I said, well, you gonna season all the burgers up when I put them on here then. And it's like, so it's like, I know, like, they really know. They cabinet be.
Yeah, packed.
Hey, they don't got slap your mama, please.
Oh, yeah, we got slap your mama. We found slap your mama in Oregon, ironically.
Really?
Yeah, we found it because, it's a seafood boil salt. So we went down. Yeah, we went down to one of the coastal areas, Florence, and we were like in the gift shop, and we saw Slap Your Mamas, and we bought it.
Slept.
It's been in the house ever since.
People be using that Tony Satcheries, and it ain't for me.
Yeah, no.
I like to slap your mom.
Slap Your Mama's bomb.
I want to talk to you because there's another topic that I want to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a TikTok going around, especially as you like yappers. There's a lot of yappers talking about this one. It was 100 men versus the one gorilla. The gorilla TikTok that's going around. So I don't know where the debate started.
Yeah.
But somehow there was this conversation about who would win 100 men versus one gorilla.
Yeah.
And when I first saw it, I thought it was gonna be like a landslide. Like what I thought it was, and I won't share what it is yet.
Yeah.
But I thought it was gonna be a landslide. But when I watched it, it's people on both sides.
Yeah.
There's people on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
There's people on both sides, and I'm like,
yeah.
interesting. So I wanted to bring it here, especially since Devin told me you're a yapper.
Yeah.
I want to see, how do you feel like when you see the conversation? First of all, how do you feel about them hypothetical conversations anyway? When it's like, do you see the other one?
Yeah.
Like, who would you rather be in the woods with a bear? Or
Yeah,
man?
that's the one I was about to bring up. Like, so stupid. The hypothetical conversations, I mean, I don't really participate. I think they're funny, like hearing people's sentiments about it, but it's also just like, I don't know, bro. Because I think what throws me about them is like people are so passionate about it. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, you would really rather be in the woods with the bear? Like, this is your sentiment, really? So I think that's what throws me. It's like it's not even jokey. Like, people are actually saying that they would rather be in the woods with a bear and not a man. Like that. I think that just throws me. Yeah. I think it's always a highlight of our public education system.
The critical thinking skills are not working.
They're not working. They're not there. So yeah. I'm actually not too big into those, but they are funny.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of crazy ones. It was one I was going to bring up with, I think I told Joel and them after, but it was one I was going to bring up that I didn't bring up, and I'll bring it up here. It was a hypothetical, but it was a crazy hypothetical.
Okay.
But it was attached in faith. I was telling Eareoke about this yesterday. I said, they said it's a trend going around saying that at this point, men lie so much that I feel like Adam lied on Eve and he ate the fruit first. So there was a big old debate on social media of like people going back and forth about
Adam and Eve. I can see it.
And we were going to talk about it, but I was like, man, that feels very red pill.
Yeah.
I was like, what, 3 men talking about this? It's giving red pill.
Yeah, definitely. What y'all think?
How y'all feel about women's accountability?
Just be more of it.
But so like when I see some stuff like that stuff cracks me up. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like when I see it, I enjoy it, especially when times are like kind of ghetto right now with the the repercussions of the elections and all that stuff.
Yeah,
and, it's like sometimes I want to see something that's just a little bit lighter,
a little silly. Yeah.
Like you said, sometimes people be really getting into it.
They get into
like, why is this video 5 minutes long of you talking about
it's not that serious.
Yeah. So especially be like a random person. Like, it's been a couple times where I'll go to someone's page and that's the first post they ever made. Like, you really felt about it.
I wasn't gonna come on here and say nothing. I usually just scroll on TikTok, but I had to come out about this one.
But
yeah.
So that's how I usually I kind of feel the same way. I'm like, I'm more of an observer. Like, ooh, I'm gonna see people's take.
Yeah,
I don't really want to put my take out there.
Yeah,
but this one was really interesting to me because I'm like,
do you have a take?
I do have a take.
Oh, okay.
I do have a take. I'm not gonna get deep into it, but I saw like a bunch of people, because some people feel like there was like a lot of funny ones. My favorite one was this: the first 10 people gonna be bodied.
Yeah.
The next 10 people gonna have life-altering injuries, and then the rest might be able to get the job done. And not like, so like when I saw that, I was like, that's wild, but I feel them.
Yeah.
And I'm in a mixed bag. I think they're gonna win. I do think the 100 men will win versus the gorilla. I think that to me just makes the most sense.
Okay.
Because I'm thinking about like that gorilla gonna get tired, dog. Like, even if it like I'm not gonna say he go. I don't know about only 20 people gonna get bodied. I don't know about that.
Yeah, could be 70.
Yeah, but I think they still gonna win out because you gonna get tired, dog. You ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? Like you can only do so much until you really start. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Especially like So I think they're gonna win, but I don't know about the number. The numbers is the part that's throwing me off because like some people who are downplaying humans, and there's other people who just like nah, we cooked.
Right.
And I don't know where I sit in that conversation. But I don't think the gorilla wins. I don't think the gorilla
You don't think the gorilla wins? Dang, that's crazy.
You feel like that?
I feel like the gorilla wins. But I'll just say that because on the men winning side, I feel like it's a lot of opinion. I feel like on the gorilla winning side, I'm seeing more of the zookeepers come out. And they're talking about their durability, their punch force, how they can bite through bones. Like all of that sounds very scary to me. And one person said, like, imagine I don't even know if this is a good analogy, but he was like, imagine like 105-year-olds like running up to you and beating you up. Like, are they really gonna kill you? Like, no, obviously not. That's like how the gorilla is with us. So I'm like, dang, that's crazy because we're so much smaller than the gorilla, you know? Like,
I don't know.
We might do some. Well, that's what I was thinking with 105-year-olds are punching me in the face.
I was about to say 105-year-olds might beat me up.
As I said, that's not a good analogy. Maybe babies. Maybe babies.
Because I feel like that's the perfect analogy. Like
you do. That's what a human is to a gorilla. Is like a 5-year-old to an adult.
And I feel like they might beat me up after 100.
Yeah, but are they gonna kill you? You might be tired, but are they gonna kill you?
If I get tired enough, they're gonna have their chance.
Yeah, maybe. I think the gorilla's getting tired and walking away, and then I think the rest of us are. Well, he walked away. Yeah. I don't think Ty. Yeah, I don't think we would continue to try and kill him if he did get overtired.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think of like.
And
go ahead.
And how much they can like bench, like they can bench double their weight or something, and they're like. Somehow I don't know tons. I don't know the math. I don't know the measurements. But like
they look huge.
They could carry 9 of you, and then bite through your limbs. Yeah. I
don't know. I just think about it like, especially like the analogy you use when it's like, you got a baby.
Yeah, I do.
You got one baby.
You're
not 5 years old. But if you ever have, I mean, as someone who's played, and granted it's just playing, but as someone who's played with like 5 to 8 year olds.
Yeah.
I don't got that much win. Yeah. I'm throwing them. Yeah. They keep coming back. I'm throwing them. You know what I'm saying? They keep coming back. After a while, like, after about like 30, and granted, I'm not the most shape, but like after about 10 to 15 minutes, like, all right, bro, y'all got to relax.
I'm done now.
And they're not done, though. They keep going. They got all the energy.
Yeah.
So I'm like, when I think of that analogy times 100, I don't know, bro. If they really was going for me.
Yeah, they might get you.
Especially if they all come at once. I can't knock them all out.
Yeah. But that's the thing. Are we all going at once? We're not correct. One person said, like, the gorilla's instinct is to serve, or what it key. I don't know how he said it, but basically, the gorilla's key gifting is like to survive, and then the human's key gifting is intellect. Like that's why we build weapons. We don't try and fight things with our hands.
Yeah.
So I just wonder, like, I don't even think that we would. I don't think our strategy would be right to kill it because, like you said, 10 of us would have to die, and then another 10 would have life-altering injuries, and then the other 60, like, they're not all going at it at once. We're too divided, like, mentally.
So you think we all got to jump it?
Yeah, like we would all have to jump it. Yeah, we'd probably all have to jump it, and you wouldn't be able to because there's going to be cowards in the crowd, obviously. That's a good point. And then some people are going to be, like, throwing people out, trying to save themselves using human shields. Yeah. There's no way that 100 men could all be on one accord with a strategy to kill a gorilla. That's what I think.
That's a good point. So that's a good point about being on one accord. Cause I don't know about that part.
Yeah.
You get random, like 100 randoms.
Yeah, no.
It's like, I'm not trying to die.
Exactly. I'm not going for. I even saw that in some of the videos. I'm not going first. We could do it, but I'm not going first.
I was like, not everybody can not go first.
Exactly.
I saw a video though that had me weak. Was a dude making fun of it, and he was talking about like me trying to go first with the gorilla, and it was like him squaring up. And when he went, all you see is like the little thing where his like the ragdoll body fly over the camera. And I was like, yeah, that's how I feel. But I don't know. I'm thinking about rest in peace Harambe. Like I think about when that gorilla's pointing that baby around.
Yeah.
That looked kind of crazy. That kid looked scared. But it might that kid didn't look that much smaller than that gorilla, man. I don't know how big a gorilla is. I need to see one.
Yeah.
I need to go see one.
Yeah.
Fun fact, do you know silverbacks are only men? Male gorillas.
Oh, I didn't know that, actually. That's crazy.
I mean, fact check me. But I remember learning that, like, there's the male and the female, but the male's the ones that get the silverback.
Wow. That's crazy. I didn't know that. Wow. 100 men versus one silverback male
gorilla. But I just wanted, like, less about the gorilla conversation, but like kind of back on the on those hypothetical conversations. Like, have you ever seen, like, I know you say you don't participate, but have you ever seen one that was like that kind of like felt, I don't know what word I'm trying to find, like, have you ever seen one that kind of like you can apply to something else? Like, okay, I can understand this. It can like go deeper. 'Cause I do see like a lot of, like, I'm pretty sure you see these when a couple ones was like, you know, I'm a girl. I'm a girl you don't know. React, and like they're like trying to like usually be like a dude in a car, like act like I'm a girl walking up to your door and show me what you about to do.
Oh yeah,
like,
yeah.
And then you see people always giving their takes on that. Do you like? Is there ever like moments like that where it's like, okay, like you kind of want to put someone in a hypothetical to see what they would do? Yeah. Like almost like a personality test.
Yeah. Like testing their character to see how they would respond. Yeah, those are actually pretty funny. Like the whole "if I was a worm," I think that one. I think personally I resonate with that. That's a lot of girls asking their boyfriends or their husbands, like, if I was a worm, would you still love me?
I've never seen that one.
Yes, look that one up. That one's kind of old. Like, that's been around for a long time. If I was a worm, bro, I would love to be a worm for a day to see how Devin would treat me.
Like, I'm thinking, don't think cartoon worms. I'm talking about earthworms.
No, like an earthworm. Like, would he put me in a little terrarium with some soil, some vegetables? Or is he throwing me outside?
Crazy.
You're good out here.
That is a funny question.
Yeah.
Because I saw this video the other day of this lady was talking about like red flags. She said, if I'm out with a dude and we outside, out in nature, and he step on the bug in their own natural habitat, he might as well take me home.
For real.
That's it. I said, I never thought about that. He's like, because she's like, why would you do that?
For what purpose?
We out here outside, you stepped on the bug. He was minding his own business.
Minding his own business.
And I thought about it. I said, dang, that is a good point. Because why would you?
Why would you do that? Like, you're invading their space. Yeah. You know, and they're not trying to kill you the way you try to kill them when they're in your house. Yeah. So just like let them thrive.
I heard about some of the conversation was kind of wild because some dude in there said, I'm not gonna lie, if I find a spider in its own corner, I let it live.
Yeah, I've done that before.
I'm like, maybe the garage.
Daddy long legs specifically.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, you can
I let Daddy long legs.
You're protecting me.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
But not anything else like little wolf spider. No, you got.
Oh yeah, no, you gotta go. You gotta go. Sorry about
you jumping.
Sorry, sorry. Right.
That's funny. But yeah, I just like how people. I think these conversations do, like you said, like kind of. Even though they're like goofy, it does help me like show how people align. Because you never know how somebody really think until you see these conversations come up and you be like, oh, you on that side?
Right. I'm over here.
I didn't even notice how you felt. So like I think that's the part that I do kind of like, because we all assume stuff. Like we assume that everybody is like
like us.
Yeah, like we friends because we're alike. We think the same way.
Yeah.
So sometimes I see videos like this, I'm like,
yeah, it's revealing.
Oh, you do feel like something's wrong stepping on the bug.
Yeah. That one's crazy, actually. That's wild if you just stepping on bugs for no reason.
Some people ain't that. Some people have been city slickers their whole life. You know what I'm saying? Never been outside in the backyard. Yeah, it's true. You on the sidewalk? Bow! That's on you. You walked in front of me.
Yeah, that's horrible.
Sheesh. Unless it's a roach, then body them all. Kill them all.
Yeah, definitely.
So this one is interesting. I wanted to get your take on it because I didn't realize this was going to cause
a ruckus.
Yeah. Because rich people always doing dumb stuff.
Yeah.
So the New York Post wrote an article talking about Blue Origin. If y'all didn't see, Blue Origin is like Jeff Bezos' startup company to kind of like commercialize travel to the outer space, like almost make it like a vacation trip that you can take. Is definitely out of majority of people's budget to do so.
Absolutely.
So it's definitely very much for the rich people.
Yeah.
And to like kind of like, I don't know what word I would use. Like he was kind of like trying to make this claim. His wife was one of the people that was on there, like kind of like uplift women by doing this.
Yeah.
And so he sent all these, affluent women up there.
Yeah.
Katy Perry, Gayle King, Carrie Ann Flynn. His wife went up there. It was another woman. She had like wanted to be an astronaut. But she got like SA. So she said threw her off her path.
Wow.
So like all these people like were there.
Yeah.
And supposed to like make this statement about like how
women empowerment.
Yeah, like women empowerment, breaking that glass ceiling, blah, blah, those different things. And like with that intention, I'm like, that sounds like not a bad idea. Watching it, that did not come through.
It did not come through at all. The messaging was bad.
Yeah. So like they sent these people to space. There was a video. There's a video of it. Y'all can go find the video. I couldn't find the full. I found. I clipped it together to see the majority of the video, but like I don't know where the complete video is at.
Yeah.
But it was just crazy because it was dope because like they went up there, they're out there, they was doing woo, floating, and they got back down.
Yeah.
And that's when people like I think it's fake because you can't just open the door after something like that. It got to be pressurized. It got to be like that. I said. So it made me think, I was like, man, is this fake? Please don't do me like this.
Yeah.
But anyway, people got into a tizzy because they just felt like it was distasteful.
Yeah.
Given what people are going through right now,
Yeah.
things are getting cut,
Yeah.
budgets are getting cut as far as like government, people being affected, this and whatever. People are really going through hardships when it comes to financials.
Yeah.
So to see this video, like these rich people going to space and being like, this can be you too.
Yeah.
It kind of felt like, girl.
Yeah, out of touch.
Yeah. So I kind of wanted to just like, I don't know, like, wanted to get your thought on it. Like, do you feel like the original message of like women empowerment like came through when they made this, when they did this like marketing scheme, or what do you think?
Well, I mean, all that context about the people who went, I didn't know before. So I didn't know about the...
Yeah, because one of them, so with Katy Perry, Gayle King, and I think her name is Carrie Ann Flynn. I think Carrie Ann Flynn, if I'm...
She's Dancing with the Stars lady.
Yeah. So... They were like the celebrities, but I think there was a black lady who used to work for NASA.
Okay.
That was there. There was a what's the word? Like there was like a director there, his wife, and then the Asian girl that I told you about who was supposed to be when the essay happened to her. So
Yeah, so I mean, I think maybe if those people were more of the like poster children of it instead of the celebrities, I think it would have come across a little better. I think that like the mission, it sounds nice. But obviously celebrities like live in a completely different world than the rest of us. So for them to be like the focal point, I think that's where they messed up because they shouldn't have been. But I even heard Gayle King talk about it in one video. They were like admonishing her or something, calling her an astronaut. And she's like, I struggle with that word because, like there's so many people who've like, work to be astronauts, She's like, I'm happy to be a part of the club, but I'm not. So I think more sentiments like that from everyone. If celebrities were going to be the focal point, I think like more conversations around like, hey, we aren't astronauts. We're actually really privileged to be able to go to space. And like, we know that. And hopefully this is the beginning of space being more accessible, not only for celebrities, but for everyone. I think that the PR was just bad. Like, I think it could have been done, but the PR was bad.
Got it.
Yeah.
And that makes sense because, like you said, when you see privileged people doing something that you are, like when I think of a person who's rich, you already feel like what they're doing is out of touch.
Yeah. On Earth.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like, to see you do this, I don't see how that would have correlated to like people being inspired because like, you already like driving a car that I can never imagine myself driving. You already take a vacation I can never imagine myself taking.
It's like the X and Y axis is like over here.
So it's like when you do this, it's like this is just another thing that you're doing that I would never ever imagine. Especially when you look up, like I sent you that picture that speaker that looks like a little.
Oh yeah, with the display in the middle.
Like a record, and it's like, oh, that's a dope speaker.
Yeah.
And you look at the cost, it's like $1,200.
Yeah, not for me.
Yeah. I'm okay with the Anchor sound cord.
Yeah, exactly.
$30. So it's like stuff like that where it's like people have these things, like they already live this lifestyle where most people are already like, nah.
Yeah.
Even if I could afford it, I don't know if I'll even put my money in that spot because that's crazy.
Yeah.
So like,
Yeah,
I understand you. That makes sense. Like the disconnect there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you, especially because you say you kind of deal with marketing a little bit. Like, how do you feel like it should have been different? Like, do you feel like
I don't even know why they invited celebrities, honestly. Like, I wouldn't have invited celebrities. I would have invited everyday people. I would have invited like a college student that is working towards becoming an astronaut. The other people that you mentioned, like, they're fine, but looking for people here, like even maybe like a scholarship program where people applied to be able to go to that, I think would have been cool.
that would have been lit?
Yeah, like people who earned going into space.
Got it.
Not just with their money or their status, but like they earned it because it means something to them, or like the career path that they're going to take. I think that would have been better. Yeah.
That's a good point. That's actually a really good point, because like you said, it would have had a different weight to it, because like these people may not have ever had the opportunity and they got it.
Yeah.
And that can inspire you, like, these people.
Yeah.
Just like me.
Yeah.
And
this opportunity can change their life. It's like Charlie and the Golden Ticket, you know? Yeah, I mean,
that's a movie.
Like, right. But they all had to work for that golden ticket, and they were all poor. So, yeah.
Do you feel like people are only critiquing it this way because it was a group of women? No. You feel like it was a bunch of dudes, it wouldn't have felt the same way?
I think if you put Justin Bieber, LeBron James, Ed Sheeran, if you put them on a plane to
shuttle up,
I think people would have something to say about it. 100%. Yeah. Like I think that them being women gives opportunity for sexist people to be sexist. Yes. But I don't think them being women is the basis for the critique.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like sexist people are always going to be sexist. They're going to about anything that someone does. But in general, no, I don't think all of the critique is because they're women. Well,
like even more like, because I was seeing, like looking at it, because I didn't know nothing about it until I came across it. Mm-hmm. And I saw like Amy Schumer came out and said some.
Yeah, other celebrities, like, Emily Ratajkowski.
Yeah, like all these other female celebrities came out and said something about it. And I get it, like they were more talking about from this perspective, like, girl, you talking about you talking about like, what's the word? Like you're talking about bluer skies and the like emissions and stuff like that, but you just blew this rocket into the air that's polluting the air as it's going up. Like, so I understood their take, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. Like I felt conflicted because I'm like, granted, I don't know, but I just wonder, like, I wonder would men jump out the gate the same way and critique? I know men have, but I'm like, well, something like this, if it was a bunch, like you said, a bunch of male celebrities went up there was like, be the best you can be and you could be here one day. Like, would a bunch of dudes be like, man, this is distasteful, or would it just be like, I ain't worried about them?
Well, do you feel like there's a lot of men talking about this? Like, I feel like it's mostly women talking about it too. Mm-hmm. So I feel like it'd be the same way with the male celeb. I think it would be women talking about the male celebrities in space. Like in general, this doesn't seem like something that like your everyday man would be engaged in conversation about, honestly. Because women love pop culture. So it doesn't matter if there's women or men on a spaceship. Like I think we would be the primary consumers of that, and we'd be the primary yappers about it.
Got it. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Do you feel like so like you see it, and I think to myself, because I don't know, but I'm thinking to myself, like, is it the time in which they did it? Like, if they did this 2024 and, you know, like around this time, you know, when not after just the election, not when people are kind of in this headspace, do you feel like the reaction would have been the same? Or do you feel like the time with the economic downturn and different things like that, like people feeling this pressure, this economic pressure?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that critique is coming through, or is it? Do you feel like also it would have been? Yeah. It still would have been the same even then. And granted, it's like obviously this is all just like just talking, but I'm just one like trying to work through it, like understand like into the root of what people are actually mad about. Is it the fact that rich people went to space and did something I couldn't do, or is it like you tried to do this in this time where I'm feeling pressured and you're over here doing something like?
Yeah. No, I think that it's definitely because of the economic downturn. I think also it's probably people have had a distaste for celebrities, I think, for a long time. Like probably like post Hunger Games, people have had a distaste for celebrities. So I think the last time that you could probably get away with something like this without most people having a critique of it is probably like the early 2010s.
Got it.
Because I feel like there was a shift at some point where people realized like, oh, like our world is pretty dystopian. Like there's a top 1% that get to do things that we will never be able to do. And then they tell us who to vote for. They tell us how to act. They tell us how to be, even though these decisions don't impact them at all. So I think whenever that cultural mindset shifted, that's probably when people started having these kinds of opinions. But I think it's been that way for a while.
Got it.
Honestly, like because there was the recession in 2008 too.
Yep.
So like it wouldn't have been appropriate then either, And then Hunger Games in when did that come out? 2011, 2012? I don't know.
There was also a recession then, I think.
Yeah,
Or at least a dip.
It lasted. I think it was like 28 through 2012 was that first recession. So like, yeah, I think people have been disillusioned with celebrities for a long time.
Yeah.
And I think too, sorry, even if people had the money, like to your point, like you said, like they wouldn't even put their money toward that. Like if we had that money, we'd be paying off student loan debt or paying off our houses or buying our parents' houses. Like we're not thinking about going to space. Like the mentality is just so different. Yeah.
But it's funny you bring that up. It was a TikTok I watched last night where a guy, they're talking about, I don't know if you ever heard that like phrase where it's like, or whatever you call it, where somebody's like, if I hit the lottery, you would know. Mm-hmm. Like,
yeah.
And there's other people like, if I hit the lottery, you wouldn't know.
Yeah, subtle signs.
Yeah. And so some dude did a video about it. He was like, when I see people talking about if I hit the lottery, nobody would know. He said, y'all lying. He's like, if I hit the lottery tomorrow, the next day I'm buying paper towels. Because me and my roommate ain't had paper towels in weeks.
Oh.
We've been drying our hands on our pants and everything. He said, next thing I'm doing? I'm going to the DMV.
Yeah.
Not because I got a fancy car. Yeah. Because I ain't paid my tags in 2 years. And I was thinking about it, I was like, dang.
That's what people are doing. Like they're taking their money and paying for the necessities.
Yeah. And it was just interesting because like when you think of lottery, you immediately think of like people buying the fanciest, buying a big house, stuff like that, whatever. Mm-hmm. But like the way that he really put it in that way, I was like, dang, that's a good point. Like even if you try to hide it, it's like there's a lot of people like are, I won't say barely making it, but people are like making sacrifices to like be where they are. It's like some people are living, with roommates that's like 3 or 4 deep. Yeah. And it's like, if I hit the lottery, I just want a 1-bedroom apartment.
Right. Paper towels is crazy.
Exactly.
It shows you the difference in classes too, though.
Yeah.
Like you have people who are really down bad and they just want paper towels.
Yeah.
To pay their regration.
Yeah.
And then you got the next tier up. A 1-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
Next tier up, buy a house, pay off your mortgage. But yeah, like there are so many tiers of classes, and then you have these celebrities at the top, and it's like they're disconnected from all of us.
Yeah,
it's insane.
Yeah, that's so interesting. It was funny. Travis Scott was talking about this too, not like this, but he was talking about the like something he don't understand, especially because he didn't grow up a celebrity. He like came into that. Mm-hmm. He's like, I'd never understand the concept of people buying expensive stuff and not using it. Like that's just so wild to me because he loves Lamborghinis and he drives them, and people, I don't want to say people critique him, but usually it's like, oh, you don't want to drive them too much because then it loses its value. Yeah, is that whatever? And he's like, the concept of me buying something and not using it is so wild to me.
Appreciation is insane.
Me and my roommate talk about this all the time because he's very much a collectible person, and me, I'm like even these shoes I got on, can you see them?
Oh yeah,
I don't know if it's, but these are a collaboration between like New Orleans and Reebok.
Oh, cool.
So they went and got like a bunch of artists from New Orleans, and they all made their own version of this one shoe. Mm-hmm. And again, they only made it once.
Yeah.
I was like, heck yeah, I'm about to buy into this. Is dope.
Yeah.
My grandpa from Louisiana, so it's like,
oh, cool.
Heck yeah, I'm about to buy these, and I wear them, and it's like I had a little nice fancy box and everything, but I'm like, what's the point keeping them in the box for?
Wear them. You bought them.
Yeah, not to mention, it's like, what I mean, I was like, what I don't get when people get out of that. Like when I see people like the sneaker closet, and it's like all these sneakers. Like, I think it's dope because there's some sneakers that I wish that I had. Yeah. At the same time, I'm like, I don't want that many sneakers because I'm gonna wear them.
Yeah, it's overconsumption. Yeah. It really is. Yeah,
so
it's weird.
It's like when I think about that, that's another place where I feel like people are just so disconnected. It's like imagine having so much money that you buying stuff just to have it. Like I just want it.
Yeah,
I just buy it
just to show it off, and then without even you're not even showing it off in the way that you can use it, like driving the car or wearing the shoes. Like you're not even going out in those things for people to compliment you. They got to come to your massive closet, your massive house, for you to give them a tour, and it's just like,
you see my 18-bay garage.
Yeah.
Look at all my cars, like it's GTA. Look at all my cars.
Yeah, it's weird.
Have you ever driven one? No, I never drove that one. I don't even know what it looked like on the inside. It's the first time I ever seen it.
No, that's crazy.
That's so funny. I did want to get into. We can get into this last one. Mm-hmm. You recently made a TikTok. You got your Yap session about your favorite.
My favorite is great.
Hey, listen.
I like him.
We all have our physical church, and then we got a little digital church that we really be tapping into.
That's my digital church. You're right. I am a digital disciple.
But Philip Anthony Mitchell,
Uncle Pam.
he or actually I should have you lead it off. You recently made a TikTok talking about, he said something that put everybody in a tizzy. I tried to find more details on it. I couldn't find it, so I want you to kind of get into it. I want to see what's going on.
Yeah. So, listen, I had a lot of people in my conversation
eating you up. I said, ooh, divisive.
Yep. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, Pastor Philip, he gave a message about governing authorities, and I think this was the week before Easter, actually, so about 2 weeks ago. And submitting to your authority. And he talked about a lot of different things. He talked about, not lying on your taxes, not lying to get, federal benefits or state income benefits, stopping at no rights on red, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Being an upstanding civilian.
Got it.
And he was I think he was preaching from, no, I actually can't remember. I think he might have been preaching from Matthew because he's been in that for a while, but I can't remember the specific passages that he was using. And he was talking about Jesus, and how people expected him to be like this revolutionary, but he wasn't a political revolutionary. He was a spiritual revolutionary, and how people expected him to be something that he wasn't. And at some point in the message, he starts talking specifically to our community, Black folk, and he says, you guys need to teach your kids to be respectful to authority. And he goes, not every Black kid that's shot by a cop is shot by a racist cop. He's like, there are bad cops, but that's not everybody's circumstance. And you need to stop blaming all killings of Black kids on racist cops. And then he tells a story about how he was 15 years old. He's from Brooklyn. He made eye contact with an Italian police officer, and he was just walking on the street. Italian police officers just staring him down. He gets out of the car and basically assaults Philip, puts a barrel to the back of his head. And Philip was like, in that moment, I had to choose my ego. I had to choose my life. I chose my life. Yeah, so basically people were in a tizzy over that one soundbite where he said, stop blaming cops for killing all Black kids.
Got it.
Teach your kids to be respectful. People
it.
were in a tizzy about that because they felt like he was putting the ownership of police brutality on Black kids.
Got it.
And Black kids are obviously the victims. And they felt like he was saying that all Black kids that are shot by the police are not being compliant. Yeah. But there are plenty of instances we know of us being compliant, and it still ends that way, Yeah. So people were very angry, obviously took to the internet very quickly to cancel him, as they have done in the past. They try to do it all the time. And I sat on it for a few days. It was Holy Week too. So it was like, dang, like, where's our mind at, bro? Like, it's Holy Week. Just about to get up out the grave, and we canceling this man on the internet. So it took me a few days to decide to say anything about it. And I finally said something on Thursday. And my take was basically just like, I feel like y'all took it out of context. I said in my video, I said, I think it was distasteful. I think it was a distasteful example. But at the end of the day, I do feel like respect is a value that our community needs to hear more about, especially young people like these YNs. I feel like we're just crazy, disrespectful. And I shared a personal example of how I was at Ross like a month or two ago, and this mom was just cussing out her like 3-year-old. She had a baby. There's a 3-year-old, and then her partner, he was just like, he was standing in line, and she left the line because she was overwhelmed, and he was just super passive. Like, he didn't try and like take the baby so she could catch her breath, like, and she's just cussing out her kid. And I brought that up in my video. I was like, I see us cussing out our kids in Ross, like, and then that disrespect that's in the home gets emulated in the public square, and then you piss off the wrong person, then you do get hurt. So not to say that it's okay when there's instances of police brutality, but we should err on the side of caution and try to protect ourselves to avoid those circumstances. And I was saying, like, I feel like this is the conversation we've always had in our households. And even 2020, like, what were we saying? Like, if a young black man gets pulled over by the police, make sure you know these things. Like, make sure your hands are where they can see them. Be respectful, Like, I feel like that's what Philip said. Be respectful, because there's always someone who could be looking to hurt you.
Got it.
But he didn't say it like that. Mm-hmm. So, everybody was in a tizzy about it. And then everybody was in a tizzy in my comments about it because of the way I said it. So,
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think conversations like this too are very interesting because it's hard for anybody to be objective.
Yeah.
Because everybody's so caught up in like the world that they grew up in.
Yeah.
Or how they see something that we can't have a conversation that, or at least how I would feel, that benefits the collective.
Yeah.
Because again, what he said, I don't even think what he said is distasteful in the sense that
some people said in my comments.
Well,
yeah.
I feel like he didn't say anything distasteful because he's explaining his experience. I had a gun to my head and I had to make a choice. Ego or my life. And obviously, spoiler alert, he chose his life.
Yeah.
So with that, it's like, I don't know, like, I think it's crazy when people condemn this conversation because it is a touchy subject.
It is.
Only because you like, kind of like what you said earlier about people like the education system has failed all of us.
Yeah.
It's like when we have conversations like this, instead of seeing the nuance of the conversation, you want what word I use? Like, you want to like make it black and white. And it's like two things can be true at the same time. I can tell my son that, or my little brother, 'cause I don't got no kids. I can tell my little brother, hey, when you get in, they're just getting licenses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they're very much, even though they're not YNs, they dress like you would say a YN would dress. They got, choker chains and everything.
Yeah.
So it's like, these young black men, but when you're in the car, that officer cannot discern between you and somebody else who they might feel potentially do something stupid. So with that, I can tell them, hey, when you get in traffic stop, this is what you should do, X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
And just listen to everything he says. And also understand that this is not right.
Yes.
And some people can't understand. People like, oh, if you do this, that means you also feel like it's the right thing to do. It's like, no, I don't think it's right. But when you talk about, would I rather my brother run into a situation where he might not lose his life, but he gets beat up and get put in jail? Which one would I rather have him be in a situation where he feels conflicted and we can console him at home,
right?
And show him love there, or when he's locked up and now it's like he has that chip on his shoulder. It's like, nah, bro, you didn't been in jail. Now
right.
And now you got a different level of chip on your shoulder because you feel like, nah, I really don't like cops because he put me in the cuffs. So, and that's why I get upset about the conversation because like you said, it's like, bro, it's always and it's not and or. It's not like I'm gonna do this because again, I'm a black dude. All my friends are black. Yeah, and we different shade. We spectrum of black.
Yeah,
I'm the middle. I had a dark skin homie, light skin homies. We all the complexions. And I got my license. I was talking to my mom about this yesterday. I forgot how young I got my license. I got my license at 16.
Wow.
So I've been driving for a long time. And I had an Acura TL, white Acura TL, and fishbowl, which means none of the windows is tinted. And I've been like, since I moved here, like since I was that age driving, I've been put over so many times. So many times. So many times for so many dumb reasons. So many times. And even before the George Floyd stuff like that, it was that same notion where it's like, listen, you get put over, you did nothing wrong, just give them the stuff. So I remember like one scenario in particular I'm gonna bring up because I feel like it adds to this conversation is that I'm driving, we like 5 deep in the car. Yeah. So it's me, my homie, 3 in the back seat. Okay. And it's late. We drive in. I think I was dropping somebody off. So we drop somebody off. And I see a sheriff coming towards me. Lights flash, see all of our little heads. And mind you, we like young. We that young generation at the time where it's like we all wearing like do-rags and beanies. Yeah. Nothing wrong with wearing a beanie, but like we wearing like we wearing a Dewey's in the car. Like, in the middle of the night, driving down the street. Yeah. So I'm like, I remember I telling them as soon as they passed me, I said, they about to pull us over. Yeah. And all I said was, in my rear view, I see this. So like, oh, brother. So I hear him drive up on me, and I'm just driving I'm driving the speed limit. Yeah. Lights come on. Boop, boop, boop. Yeah. I'm like, oh, whatever. So I pull over. Yeah. I'm sitting there, pulled over, hands on the thing. They doing the little thing where they blind the little mirrors. One dude hop out, sit in my blind spot. The other dude walk to the window. On the window. Yeah. Didn't even have the first question. Where y'all going? I said, I'm taking people home. What was y'all doing out late? I said, we was hanging out. We went to the gym, and now I'm taking everybody home. Yeah. All right. You got a license and registration? Yeah. Can I grab it? Give him license registration. Other dude looking in the back seat, looking at everybody.
Light in the face.
Yeah. And he was like, well, can I get everybody's ID in here? Yeah. And granted, ought to put the ID everybody in the car? I don't think so. Yeah. Let's just be fair. I'm gonna be honest. No, they're not supposed to. Yeah. So I'm like, so I look at them, I'm like, so they start getting the ID, stuff like that. But it was one guy, he started getting mad. He like, what you need my ID for? And we like, chill out. Yeah, like, come on, bro. You OD'ing. No, I'm saying that's messed up. I said, bro, just get an ID, bro. Yeah. Get all the IDs. He walks to the back, and they both walk back, and they checking IDs, and we start getting an argument in the car, because he like, that's messed up, man. Like, they not supposed to do that. Like, you didn't even do nothing. You wasn't speeding. We all got our seatbelt on. I don't get the problem. Blah, 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 blah. And I just remember snapping at him like, hey, bro, you ODing, bro. Like, we just get up out of here, bro. I'm trying to go home. Everybody trying to go home.
Oh, want to go home.
Yeah, we just trying to like, bro, it sucks that this is the case. We'll just do it, whatever. Yeah. So we do it. Whatever. He's mad for the rest of the night. The next day, my friend called me. He's like, bro, remember yesterday we got put over? I said, yeah. He's like, tell me why, bro. Old boy got mad and couldn't find out bro had weed in his backpack the whole time. I said, so let me find out. Look at this. The person that was bad. What? Who was trying to cause a whole ruckus was the one that would have got us all caught up. Right. But it was like one of those things where it's like you said, I love him to death, but, really struggle with like right and wrong because he was a foster care child. Yeah. So like he's always used to like what is right not being seen as what's right because the system ain't against you. I mean, not truthfully, but his situation, his person, his like what do you call him?
Foster parent.
That and them too. But what's the one you have like the
social worker?
Yeah, his social worker like just never took his side. Yeah, like always is like on the side of the foster care parents. Just never took his side. Yeah, and like so that had put a chip on his shoulder a little bit. Yeah, and it caused him to react in different ways like this. And it's like, bro, like even though like that didn't go south, it's like, bro, you acting up could have put us all in a situation that nobody wanted to be in. Right, because.
And you could have gotten yourself in trouble acting that way. Like, you should be the chillest of us all.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like, again, I'm not going to say it was right that I got put over for no reason for driving while black.
It's not.
But at the same time, it's like, I mean, like you said, like, what's more important? Like, if you, like, I got things that I feel like I'm I'm looking forward to in life.
Yeah.
And with that being the case, I'm not going to let a cop who like got twisted morals or got an idea of who he thinks I am dictate my life. And I'm definitely not going to let you take my life.
No.
You're going to have to earn that.
Right. No, for real.
Yeah. So like with this conversation, it is interesting, and maybe I need to go to the comment section and see what people were saying, but I just don't understand why it's such a divisive conversation. Like, it sucks, but you should be getting mad at the people, not at, like, it is like, even if it wasn't a cop, if the principal take your kid to the office and he start going off on the principal, that is also not a good thing.
No.
Even if you feel like the principal is picking on him, but it's like,
yeah. And that's what he was trying to get across to people, is like, teach them to be, in every circumstance, teach them to be submissive and obedient. Like, yes, if it's traumatic, it's traumatic, but like, live to tell your story. Yeah. That's the thing. Like, if this goes south, you might not live to tell your story. You might not live to seek justice. And if you really want justice, that means getting through the hard moment. But like you said, people don't have nuance. And that's like one of my biggest pet peeves about people, about culture. It's like, even in my videos, like, I'm describing both sides. I'm communicating both sides. I understand how it came across. I hear you guys. Yes, there's times where people are compliant and this still happens. And it's like, they don't care about any of that. They don't care about you even meeting them in the middle, because if you see this other perspective, then no, like you said, it's black and white. And I think that has to be our education, that like, we're not able to comprehend two things at once. Yeah. But it's very concerning, because how do you take accountability? How do you grow as a person if you're not willing to see two things at once?
Yeah. And I also feel like it's less education. I feel like it's more culture.
Yeah.
You know, when I think of social media, and I hate to always blame social media because I love social media.
Yeah.
And it's like one of the best things that ever happened to me. Mm-hmm. But like, when I really think about when you like pan out and think about social media in the general. Yeah. Especially with these algorithms. This is like probably the only generation other than like, it's like, so like when you lived in a town, that was your pod of people. So whatever that town believed, generally you probably believe that same thing. Yeah. And if you were outcast, then that was a problem, right? Mm-hmm. So now we live in a society with like social media. So it's like, oh, if I'm an outcast in the city, I could find out someone in the next city over more aligns with me, and I can go over there and be a part of that. Or I can at least communicate them through this device to do such a thing, which is a beautiful thing. And it's helped people be more connected. But we've recently got to a point where it feels like we're in a silo tanks. Like, if I believe this thing, instead of being forced to have a conversation with somebody and understand the other side, even if I still don't agree with them, we live in a society where it's like, I don't have to have that conversation. I'm gonna go have the conversation with other people who believe what I'm talking about, and I'm just gonna tell you that you're not right. From over there. Like,
because all these people hear me,
and then I'm gonna tell my homies that you over here, and we going. Yeah. And that's what social media for me recently has been feeling like. Yeah. And it's not always, because I've had some conversations with people. Like, I feel like when I have a conversation with people out and about, it's not like that. But on social media, like, if you try to engage somebody, it's like, you know, it's like some people don't even explain their point. They just be like, they just don't understand. They just don't understand. Like, so like recently, granted, this is a little gossipy. I don't know if it's true, but like somebody like posted something about Busta Rhymes saying like, yes, it's crazy that he gay. I never knew Busta Rhymes gay. Is he gay? I don't know. There was a long story. Like, you know, the security guard came out, said he under the table. He was standing up for Diddy, so people got their situation, whatever. And somebody, so the person who said it in the comment section was like, people responding was like, since when? Let me tell me what's going on. My whole life I didn't know. Person stopped responding. Yeah, stop responding to those people. Somebody else said, brother saw. Like, when people when people will respond agreeing with the person, that's when the person responded. I'm not going to argue with people who simple minded, can't understand this, that, whatever. But when the people were trying to, granted, they weren't saying that, they're not clowning the person. They're like, when did this happen? When did
asking?
Didn't respond. And I'm like, that to me was like I see that more and more on social media, and I'm like, see, that to me is the problem, because in that conversation between the two people, one person could have got understanding. Either somebody like, okay, I don't think that he gay, but I see why you feel that way. Yeah. And you could have been like, okay, I see, see both sides, but we not there. It's like people
We're not
just
there. Yeah. It's like people don't even want to provide clarity
Yeah.
anymore. It's like, if you don't see it, you don't see it. And it's like, can you help me
Yeah.
see it? Help me see your side.
and it's hard. It's hard too, especially like when we live this word as the old Twitter said, every day we get farther from the Lord's light. And I don't think that's fully true, but like, that notion, like when someone like Philip like kind of gets into his bag about how the Bible says certain things, like he is right. Like I think about like when you were talking about like following the law, like remember I can't remember the exact verse, but it's in Matthew where he's like, Jesus, we owe, so we got to pay our taxes.
Yeah.
Like,
give to Caesar's what it. I think this is what he was preaching out of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was like, he wasn't with it, but he's like, go catch a fish and the money gonna be in there. We gonna pay the tax, even though it's like this is like not my kingdom that I'm worried about, but we gonna still.
We're gonna do our thing here.
Yeah. Like do what we're supposed to do. We're not gonna be an enemy in that way. We trying to be, like you said, enemy spiritually and change that culture, but not. I'm not, like I said, we're not protesting out here in that way. Like, we're not gonna pay taxes because this is not my kingdom anyway. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
And so like when I hear that, I'm like, I don't, when you think about it, like it makes sense. Why would you put that target on your back when you're trying to do a bigger mission?
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like the validity of the gospel, I feel like is so much stronger when you do what you're supposed to do. Because when you live life contrary to God's ways, like why would people listen to you about God?
Yeah.
If you're cheating the system, always looking for ways to cheat the system, it's like, bro, I don't want to hear from you about the Lord, about church.
Yeah.
No, like it hurts it hurts our witness, and the word talks about that. Making sure that you have a clean conscience, a pure witness, so that people want to hear from you and they care about what you say. And there's too much of that hoodwinking in our culture, and then also going to church on Sunday, and it's like the two things don't line up. Trying to validate it. Well,
and especially too when you think about like, because I was just thinking about this as you was talking. This happening during Holy Week is very interesting because when you think about, Jesus getting sacrificed,
bro,
on the cross,
yes,
it's obviously that, and that's very deep. But when you think about what comes before that, if Jesus was like you said, was hoodwinking people, up to that point, there would have been room for like validation.
Yep.
But because he lived his life in such a way, there was no room for validation for what he went through.
Nope, not at all.
Like, and that shows how power that like shows the power in it. And if again we're trying to be like him, if we can create a space where it's like there ain't no room for you to kind of like there's no way to like pick through this.
Yeah.
How much stronger would your testimony be? Like,
exactly.
Like, yeah, Najara is that way. Or Kaleea really, she's saying this. And when I think about it, dang, she really do practice in her life.
Yeah.
Like, but if you like trying to tell somebody like, don't lie. But it's like,
you lie on your taxes.
I do her taxes. She claims 6.
Right.
So it's like.
No, that's such a good point. That's crazy. Yeah. Because if he was lying to people, then they could at bare minimum say, well, he did tell his disciples not to pay their taxes. So he was kind of a revolutionary, and there was none of that.
Yeah, he was the rules.
Blameless through and through. Like, what does it mean to be blameless?
Which is like, as you're thinking about, that's what I'm probably going to marinate on after this, is like really thinking about that, because that's a very, as conflicting as it is in the moment where you're like, hey man, like,
stop at red. No, right on red.
But it's like at the same time, it's like, you never know who's watching.
You don't. You really don't.
You never know who's watching.
It's crazy.
And again, I'd rather be an instrument to convert people than be used as a reason why
they don't
not find their way. And that's a dangerous thing to think about too. Like, are you could subconsciously be the reason why somebody not doing something. Yeah. Because they see you like, well, he's, my brother Christian and stuff like that, but he lived his life like this.
It's scary. Yeah.
And I'm not trying to be the enemy.
I don't want to be that. It's convicting, especially with your family and your friends, because they're watching closely. They're watching.
And you're more comfortable.
You're more comfortable. Yeah. So the real you comes out. So that scamming will come out around them. Right.
The random person like, no, I live my life right. But they like, I'm about to go.
They gonna know. You're gonna be teaching them.
funny.
No, I think, and what had me hot too, like at the end of the video, I said, like, y'all, it's resurrection week. Like, can we meditate on the fact that the God of the universe allowed himself to be arrested? Like, he didn't resist arrest. And when Peter sliced off dude's ear, Jesus literally told him, like, live by the sword, die by the sword, and healed him. Yeah, like, so, like, if we can't learn from that he allowed himself to be arrested unjustly, did not resist arrest, and then also healed somebody who was trying to hurt him. Yeah. Bro, we're too far gone.
Cooked.
We're cooked.
Every day. That's my favorite line. That was my favorite line on Twitter was, every day we get further from the Lord's light.
It's true. It's really true.
I love that line. It's my favorite. Come on now. But so to end this off, I have a test for you. Okay. I have a test for you. Again, I feel like you in tune. Okay. But let's see. I want to see where you at. Like, are you still tapped in? Or are you on your way out on auntie status? Lord. So I scoured the TikTok and internet to find a bunch of slang terms. Okay. Gen Z slang terms. Mm-hmm. And I created a little test, and y'all can play this. Y'all can play along too as y'all listen and watch. Yeah. And see, just grade yourself on this. There is a few that I left out. Okay. Like skibbity. Okay. Couldn't get a grasp.
I was hoping that one was in there.
Yeah, like I saw it, and I'm like, some people said it was like a villainous act. Some people said it mean nothing. Yeah. I'm like, there's no through line of what this means, so I'm gonna leave it out. Yeah. I left out Ohio. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Ohio is another one. I've seen some people saying like, some people say it's like when you losing. It's like, or like it's something weird. Like, yeah, that's weird. So it's Ohio. Different. Yeah. So like again, I try to leave out the ones that had like two, like people were using it in different ways. I try to find ones that it's common throughout most people, that it's the same. It's used the same way. Okay. So I'm gonna read the description to you. Okay. And you have to tell me what the word is.
No, that's way harder.
What, you thought I was gonna give you the word and know what it means?
Yes.
No.
I'm not going. Oh, I'm not going to pass.
I got faith in you though.
I'm not going to pass.
I got faith in you.
No, I don't got faith in myself.
All right. Okay. This is the first one.
Bro, what?
I've been duped.
For real.
I got played. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
First term. A term used for someone that you are close to, and it emphasizes that you and them are one and the same.
Twin.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. See, that was easy. See, what you was worried about?
Oh, nice. I got a little chime.
Okay. A phrase used when someone is giving you a strong reaction. Oh, a phrase used when something is giving you a strong reaction. It's a phrase.
Something is giving you a strong reaction. Mm-hmm. It's a phrase. When something is giving you a strong, like when something's like it's giving.
Like, imagine someone says something that kind of like annoys you, mm-hmm. or it could be different reactions. Yeah, but it gives you it causes you to act a certain way. And you usually say this.
Oh, like crash out? No. I don't know.
It's sending me.
Oh, bro, what?
Is that not the right way? Did I explain it wrong?
No, that is, yeah.
It's sending me.
These descriptions, bro, I'm about to fail.
Term used to describe someone who is against you.
Someone who's against you? An op?
Yep. See, look at that. You got it. All right.
Every other one. I'm pretty sure that's 50% in school.
A term used for something or someone that might be unstable.
Crash out. Someone or something that might be unstable. Unhinged.
Yep.
Oh, really?
Great. Yeah. It's like, oh, snap. Yeah. Look at that. See?
Unhinged.
All right. A term used to describe something as not too much.
Something is not too much.
Like saying something is small.
Saying something small?
Mm-hmm. Use this term.
I don't know, because I know people go, not too much on so and so, not too much on so and so.
You, think about it in the context of like an adjective, like this thing. Like you almost use it like, oh, this is light.
Like low key. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm thinking too alpha. I think I'm thinking too hard.
What alpha? I mean, what would be the alpha term?
I don't know what the alpha term would be. That's why I'm like, what? Okay. I gotta get back into my Gen Z bag for a second.
I got an easy one for
my
you.
millennial bag.
I got an easy one for you. A term for someone who does long rants, sharing their thoughts on current news, usually done from the comfort of their bed or bedroom.
Oh yeah.
Easy.
Easy.
Me. A term used when someone is the reason why something's going downhill.
Oh, a crash out.
He's like, I'm looking for the crash out. It's not.
Someone or something is going downhill. It's for the person. What we call this person.
You will say this person is doing this.
This person is.
Think about like losing, like y'all losing. This person is
taking an L. I don't know.
Selling.
Yeah, I don't know that one. I never heard that one.
You never heard that one
in my life?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that person's selling. They selling it for us.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's new to me.
This is a Gen Alpha one.
They selling it. Okay.
A term used when someone is trying to look good. A term used when someone's trying to look good. The term is derived from the technique that improves the jawline.
Oh,
Mewing.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I'm surprised you knew that one. I was like, I don't know
mew.
that one.
Yeah.
Mewing.
Yeah.
Right. A phrase used for someone stealing what's yours, commonly used in relation to food.
Taking somebody's food. Term for stealing somebody's food?
I'll give you another hint if you need one.
Yeah, I need another hint.
Then it's inspired by a popular streamer.
Taking somebody's food. I don't know that one.
Phantom Tax.
Yeah, that was
Kai Cenat and them. He has a person on his part of his group, AMP. His name is Phantom. Every time somebody eating, he'll bust in the room.
I see.
Okay, like, it's a Phantom Tax.
That's good. Phantom Tax. Okay. That makes sense though, because of like the dad tax. You know, you take a little bit out of your kid's plate. Yeah.
That's funny. All right.
Okay.
A term used when describing something as so-so.
Mid.
All right, I got another one. This is an alpha term.
Okay.
But I helped you out because I gave you a Gen Z millennial term.
Okay.
A term used for someone who ate. Like they ate. Yeah.
A term used for someone who ate?
There's a new term for Gen
That's
alpha.
not ate.
It's not ate.
It's not 8 anymore. I
don't think you'll get this one.
No, I'm not gonna get it.
Sigma. That was Sigma.
Dang. I've seen that in comments and know what it meant. Okay.
A term used when a person is charismatic.
Riz.
Yep. A term used when someone has a standard and disregards the standard for someone or something.
Like
usually used like they did this.
They disregarded the standard for something or someone. Like simping? No.
I don't know. Got simping on here. I should have put that one in there. But I feel like that was too easy.
Yeah, that was. They disregarded the standard for someone or something.
Yeah, like they I won't do this, but when something or someone came, they disregarded.
They basically like sell out for someone or something.
Kind of, but that's not the word.
But it's not sell out. They cap. I don't know.
Folded.
Oh, I should have known that. I should have known folded.
Yeah, they folded.
You have to cut that out and ask me again.
Run that back.
Run that back.
How's this hotel's gonna be just running it back and getting them all perfect?
For real.
I'm locked in.
Folded. I knew folded.
Yeah.
Okay.
A term used when someone looks great, commonly used when someone steps out in fashionable attire.
Drip.
So,
Rizzler.
it's usually used as a verb. They blanked.
They dripped.
They dripped.
They stunted. They
So,
yeah. I
they don't know about stunting.
They showed out. They pranced.
Close.
They
Think of like something you would do with a sword.
They swung. They swang. They
Think like a dragon.
pierced. They flamed. They
Sword and dragon.
Ooh, is the sword killing the dragon? They slay. Lord, that was hard.
Yeah.
But I know what slay means.
Yeah.
Obviously, okay.
It's just weird when you don't hear the word.
Yeah, it's weird when you don't hear the word.
Okay, this is an easy one.
They
A
slay.
term used for a suspicious person.
Oh, well, this one isn't an op. This is
They are this.
they.
When they suspicious, like you are.
You're questionable.
Kind of.
You're
Also used when people talk about like if they don't know someone's sexual orientation.
okay. I need another hint.
Another hint.
Yeah.
You ever play Among Us?
No, but I have some context.
So a lot of time they use this phrase in that game when someone is they think someone
And
is
it's not an op.
because the op is someone against you. This is someone who's suspicious.
You're
Think of the word suspicious.
you're sus. You basically gave that one to me. Sorry about that. You're sus.
You're good. A term. This would be an easy one. A term used when something is very appealing.
Oh, appealing?
Yeah, like maybe even enjoyable is a good word. You say this as an adjective for that. Like this was blank.
This was fun. This was nice. This was cool. This was nice. This was fun. This was
Think about slang.
dope. It's not dope no more.
How would you describe a crumbled cookie when you eat it?
Oh, bussin'.
No,
That would
a little
be.
more though. It's like same. It's that you in that same area. It's a different slang term for it.
This is bussin'. This is heat. This is fire. Fire. This is fire.
She's like fire. Got it. Makes sense.
Makes sense.
All right. A phrase used when trying to describe the vibe of something. Usually they use hand motions like this. Trying to describe the vibe of something doing this. Think about trying to describe the vibe of something and you're like trying to figure it out. You're like you're saying this phrase usually while you're trying to figure it out.
Questionable. I don't know.
It's giving.
Oh,
Try to help you out with the hand motions.
these descriptions, man.
It's my fault.
It's giving.
The boomer descriptions. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to bring light to the people. I'm trying to educate the folks. All right.
Okay. It's giving. Yeah.
Yeah. A phrase used when someone completely owns a situation. Usually leaving the room for no criticism. No.
Oh.
Bodied is a good one though.
Leaving the room for no criticism?
Think of perfection.
This is when somebody does a really good job.
Yeah, they almost perfect the
They
situation.
killed it.
Close. New phrase though. That's the old phrase.
Clutch.
Nope.
6, 7. Is that on there?
I saw 6, 7 on there, but I was like, I don't even know this one. said, this is new. I ain't never heard this.
I gotta at least hear it three times before asking somebody else. Okay.
So think the word that I use to describe sigma.
You go ahead and read that sigma.
Read it again.
Something that somebody does a very good job at something.
Yeah.
And it's like clutch, but newer.
Yeah. More than clutch though. So like clutch is like they clutched it, but this is more like after they did it, it was like, oh, it was no discussion. Like we all understand this person did this.
GOAT, MVP.
Again, think sigma.
It's
like how I describe sigma.
It's him.
It's him. Empathy.
Empathy.
You're gonna be upset when I tell you too.
I know, because I'm gonna know it.
You got 5 seconds.
The GOAT. Is there really a timer?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
8 and left no crumbs.
Bro, what?
I tried to say the word that I used to describe sigma, but I couldn't give it to you.
8.
8 no crumbs.
Okay.
Is that a bad description? Yes. Sorry, you go home. I was giving trash descriptions. None of these descriptions was right.
Oh no, that's fine.
All right. A term used for someone who is fashionable. I said it earlier.
Drip.
Yurt.
Okay.
An acronym used for a type of video where the host is preparing for their day.
Vlog. Vlog.
No.
That's not an acronym, huh? Well, a host is preparing for their day. Oh, GRWM. Get ready with me.
Yup. An acronym used for someone who is sharing something from their perspective.
OP. POV.
An acronym used after someone makes a niche reference.
After someone makes a niche reference.
You make a niche reference and then you usually look at the camera and go, this acronym. Or they'll put it in the caption.
Huh.
Because they're not going to explain it.
Oh, if you know, you know.
Yurt. A phrase used for someone who is losing their composure.
Crashing out.
Yurt.
Nice.
There it is.
Right.
A term used when someone is lying.
Cap. Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Cap. A term used when someone does something unattractive and it causes a visceral reaction.
Ick.
I know that one.
Know that one.
A phrase used when someone does something distasteful.
Distasteful.
You'd be like, that was. Now that was.
This one wasn't diabolical or icky. That was.
It's distasteful. So like the other one was like a heinous act, like, I would never do that. Was diabolical. This is more like you this for that. Think about somebody saying something they shouldn't have said.
It's like a younger out of pocket.
No, it was out of pocket.
Oh, okay.
It's like younger out of pocket. Like, no, that's exactly what it was.
This is it.
A term used for someone who is not cool. This is very much alpha. They say you have this when you're uncool.
You have this when you're uncool, like a disease.
Basically, it's contagious. It's contagious.
Dang, I'm definitely gonna be uncool if I don't know what the word for uncool is.
You're definitely gonna have this if you don't know what this is.
You got boomer syndrome.
Think of vibe.
Think of vibe.
You have this kind of vibe when you're not cool.
You got, I don't know.
Negative aura.
Bro.
Negative
aura points. I know this. Negative aura. Okay.
All right. A term used for a season of life where you're focused on self-improvement and fitness. Usually happens after a betrayal of sorts.
Villain era.
A term used for a person who is resistant to change, usually in reference of an older generation. They slap okay in front of it.
Slap okay in front of it? Okay, boomer.
Yep. A term used for someone who is perceived as old or out of touch.
Boomer.
That's why I just separated.
Oh man.
Everybody got one. Not everybody. Most people got one.
These are like people to us. They're like siblings.
It's a slang term. No, I'm saying like they're people to us. They used to be cool. Now they're not cool, and that's what you call them. This.
That's what we call them. OG. That's
Original gangster.
I don't know this one.
Unk.
You said that earlier too. Yeah. You're right. Basically, OG.
Basically.
Yeah.
Oh, you OG.
Yeah.
That's
real.
the old phrase.
Yeah.
Now it's like unk.
Yeah.
An acronym used for someone who is best in their field.
Oh. This is like a piranha.
Think Kobe
Kobe. Oh.
or LeBron.
Go.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say MVP next.
A term used for someone who is cute or someone who is cutesy and reserved.
QT and reserved.
Very cute. Very there.
Demure.
And then a phrase used for someone who is committed or assertive, typically used in the context of maintaining boundaries or commitments.
Oh.
Opposite of folded.
Of that slang.
It's a phrase though.
Is this? Oh, it's a phrase. Is this something I would know? Is this alpha or?
I think you should know this one. People usually say it when it's like somebody was trying to get them to do something they didn't want to do. It's like, I did this.
I'm that guy.
I'm that guy. Think 10 toes.
Oh. I don't know.
He was almost there.
Stood 10 toes down.
Close.
Stood on my word.
Close.
Standing on business. No.
That's all of them.
Wow. How'd I do?
I think you did pretty good. I'll put the percentage on the screen.
Okay, perfect.
I don't know the percentages, but I think you got a good chunk of them. I feel like you knew them.
Yeah. It's just, yeah.
That was the description.
The description.
I tried my best because I'm like, I understand the word, but I'm like, how do I describe this in a way so somebody can get it?
Well, you set me up too because I thought I was getting words.
But see, that would have been too easy. I was like, oh, what's this word? And you just said, no, you got it. If you really know it, you should be like, oh.
Yeah. That's true. I was thinking there was going to be like 6, 7 on there, you know.
I saw 6, 7. What is 6, 7?
Okay, I don't know what 6, 7. It seems like there's a few different definitions too.
Exactly.
But it seems like 6, 7 is like type-ish, like whatever, like type B. Like it doesn't really mean anything. You just kind of say it as a filler, you know, like 6, 7. Yeah, like that. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, like somebody says something to you that you don't really care to respond to. You know, 6, 7.
See, I saw that, but I just didn't understand what. I'm like, I ain't never heard. My little brothers is my barometer. They like 15, 16. I'm like, I ain't never heard them say that. They would say type.
Not real.
Yeah, for real. This is another one. Let me see. I'm just gonna give you the word and see if you know what it means.
Mm-hmm.
Brat. Yeah, well, something's brat.
Oh, I've seen this before. Is brat like? It doesn't actually mean a brat. It doesn't actually mean like rot. It doesn't mean like rotten. No. Like
kind of, but not really.
Like, I don't know. Something to do with somebody's like how they carry themselves though.
There was like multiple definitions, but basically Charlie XCX dropped her album and it was called Brat.
Okay.
And it was called a Brat Summer, where people kind of was like getting into like, think of like a London Tipton vibe. Like they kind of like,
oh, okay.
Overly honest. I'm just cut and dry. I'm a brat.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
See, when I think of London Tipton, I think of just like spoiled rotten.
Yeah.
Like
not more necessarily the spoiled rotten part, but more like how she acted towards other people.
Okay.
That's brat.
Okay. Just like saying what's on your chest.
Yeah.
And being who you are.
Like kind of like just going full fledged into who you are.
Okay. Full sending you.
Yeah. And then I had Ohio on here, but I didn't say Ohio.
Yeah.
I was like, again, I was trying to look at the definition, trying to make one, but I was like, I just don't feel like if I say it, you're gonna be like, that could be anything.
Yeah. When I hear Ohio, I think of just like randomness. Like that's nothing.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know, like Ohio.
That's how I feel about skibbity. I'm like, skibbity means nothing.
Yeah.
Like, people like skibbity drip. Like, what does that mean?
Skibbity. It's such a strange word.
Listen.
Yeah.
Where we live in.
Where are we going?
But thank you again for joining us on the Special Friend Podcast. I appreciate you
Of
for
course.
tapping in.
Yep.
I'm glad. I feel like, again, I'm glad that you got more right on there. Cause I was kind of nervous. Like,
I know, nervous too.
I'm like, she was locked in.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, for real.
I guess we'll see when we see the thing, how on a scale from 1 to 10, how unk or auntie you is.
Yeah. I might be getting my auntie card, and that, that's not a bad thing.
No, not at all.
I'm not ready, but I'm not ready.
But thank you again.
Yeah, thank
Appreciate
you.
coming on again. When we did the crumble video,
I was just gonna say, bring me for crumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can get that. Cause we don't need somebody to eat them cookies.
Yeah, right. It'll be me.
Home.
I'll do it. Thank you.
But yeah, thank you guys again for watching. If you enjoyed it, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't already, do me a favor, subscribe to the audio version. It helps out a lot. I'm trying to grow the audio version of this podcast. And yeah, I hope you guys played along. Let us know what your score was if you played along. If anything, I'm gonna fix the Quizlet and I'm gonna put a link so you can play it yourself. And I want to see how y'all doing it. It'd be a lot of fun. So thank you guys again, and catch you guys on the next one.
Bye. Yay! We did it.
You're my special friend.